everybody. I'm Kate Conroy.
I'm Vinny Sabatello.
And this is Other People's Business, which is the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the largest statewide business association in the country. We release a new episode every other Wednesday, so be on the lookout. Shout out to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance. They are the official sponsor of the show, and they do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out if you need some updated coverage. And we're still using our merch. Look how awesome it is. We're very excited.
Yeah, I get excited every time somebody tells me they want one.
I know. Somebody Facebooked me yesterday, and they were like, I need a mug with your mug on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no.
Steve bought one, so we have people in this office right now rocking OPB mugs.
I love it so much. Christmas is coming, and you all know what you're getting.
How many do you have?
Right now, just the 3, right?
Just the 3, yeah.
So I'm lucky.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
really are, yes. You don't get to keep it, though, sorry.
So anyway, like she said, we're a podcast of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, but we're not the only podcast, because today is Halloween, and tomorrow we are filming the Season 2 premiere of Take on Trenton, our government affairs show. That's a show that I produce here with our government affairs department. So if you're already subscribed to that, you don't have to do anything. The new episode will just pop right up in your feed in the next couple days or so. If not, feel free to go on to njbia.org/Trenton to subscribe to that. But while you're at it, subscribe to this one, because, you know, if you're not already subscribed here, what are you doing with your life?
That's right. Subscribing is life.
Exactly. njbia.org/subscribe will get you subscribed to this show.
Yes.
So with all of that out of the way, with us today is Cassey Monico of Senior Spirit Medical Day Center. So Cassey, say hi, let the audience hear your voice.
Hello. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Vinny.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you so much for coming down. It is quite the day out there today. It's Halloween. It's pouring rain.
It is.
Which is a perfect day from the ambiance perspective of Halloween. Not so perfect for like the actual activities later on. But
Correct. Yeah.
I was very surprised driving in and seeing everyone in the streets of Trenton walking around in their costumes. It was kind of nice.
Already?
Yeah.
We're filming this, I guess it's almost noon. I'm surprised people do it that early.
Not children, all professionals.
Oh.
Which is even better. I feel bad. I forgot my cat ears. Sorry, guys.
I don't think I've ever seen a child in Trenton.
Because she forgot her cat ears, I've got my wig over on the table. I was going to rock the Thing 1 wig.
Yeah.
Kate's in the Gryffindor outfit. That's professional
I'm
enough.
not going to take off my tie.
I love it.
We actually almost gave Cassey, it was like my backup Halloween costume was going to be Spam. Printed out a bunch of Spam emails from my computer. Mm-hmm. We were taping them to her, and we were like, this looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do this.
Paper cloak.
Yeah.
It did. It looked like a weird white poncho.
Plus, for the sake of our non-viewing audience, they'd probably be like, what's all that noise? Because it would probably ruffle around throughout the whole show. So
yeah, that'd be annoying.
Yeah.
All right, so today's icebreaker is, would you rather have a life rewind button or a life pause button?
Oh, a life pause button.
You knew that. You didn't have to think about that.
Wow.
So I just want you to know, we did not give her the question in advance. She just knew it. Why? Tell us why.
Because I'm going to be 40 in June, and honestly, I've never been happier in my life. With work, with kids. It's great.
So you just want to pause everything,
right
enjoy
and just
what we've got
in.
here. Yeah.
It's really, really great. Aside from the weather and the driving, pause button for sure. And with you guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, this is the best part of my day, too. So, yeah.
You know, I was having trouble with this because there are some moments in my life that I wouldn't mind reliving, rewinding and reliving over and over and over and over and over again. But the pause button is I feel the same. I'm going to be 43.
I love it.
I am. Wow, I had a birthday last month.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Remember, we celebrated that on our last episode of the show.
We did, I know. So I'm 43, happily divorced, no kids.
By the way, water out of these mugs is the equivalent of a margarita.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I wouldn't mind pausing this, actually, because I am probably as happy as I've ever been.
I say
awesome.
it almost daily. I've never been happier, and if it just continues going this way, I'm going to hit the pause button every day if I could.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So good question.
I would go with the rewind.
Yeah?
Activate the Omega-13 for all you Galaxy Quest fans out there. No, I think I would probably abuse the hell out of it, but it would be like, you say something, didn't work, okay, rewind that, you try a joke, they didn't laugh, rewind that, let's do it again.
To have a changeover to do it?
Yeah, do it.
Well,
I assume that's what you
totally
meant.
Different. I thought you meant to when I read the question, I thought to relive a moment again. But to do over.
Yeah, I'd be shooting that all the time. Just all right, that didn't work. Rewind. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a little different.
Now I have to rethink.
I actually botched the beginning of this show when we were doing this. Maybe I'll even leave it in. Who knows? But, that would have been great to have a rewind. I mean, technically we did, because we did kind of rewind.
We did.
But, so, I don't know. Yeah, I think that would be the way I go.
I think I would not do, still, to your point, because of all the things, good, bad, or ugly, that's happened to lead me to this place, I needed it all to happen exactly the way that it did for me to be this content. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just imagining pause.
Or I can relive Paris over and over again. I can do that.
You're laying on the beach, the ocean is coming up, you've got your margarita, and how awkward that would be. Everybody would just be paused, the beach water, would just be frozen,
your logistics, you're throwing too much reality. Yes. If you could just pause the world.
I'm thinking Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris, time out.
Right.
One of those. And everybody just freezes, blinking in the background.
I met a guy yesterday who said that he used to write for Saved by the Bell.
Wow.
And I offered him a spot on the
that
podcast.
Guy's hand.
I was like, we need to talk more about that, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I think that was the icebreaker, right?
Sure.
My God. All right,
so what do you do at a senior
spirit?
I need to rewind. Senior Spirit Medical Day Center.
Somebody needs the script, Tom. Somebody needs
the
script.
No, hashtag outlaw the script.
No.
You know what I'll do? And maybe in the future, I'll write it on the wall or something.
Cue cards.
Yeah.
We should just have cue cards.
Yeah.
You know what?
Have one other person just to hold it up.
Doesn't the communications department have an intern now?
No, Will went back to school.
Dang it, Will.
Gosh, dang it anyway.
Will was amazing. Shout out to Will Cromartie.
I agree.
Good job, Will.
That guy anticipated the things I needed, and I would just turn around about to say something "Hey, could you go?" And it would be there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh.
If he were here right now, he'd be like, cue cards. We should get you some cue cards.
If he were here right now, it wouldn't have even been something we had to ask for.
It
would have just the cue cards would have just been written. There would have been jokes on there for us.
We need another Will.
Yeah.
All right.
Or just Will himself. Come back, Will.
I think they like you.
Yeah, you don't need an education. We'll just give you the job.
College is overrated.
I'm kidding.
Anyway.
I don't have that kind of hiring power. But
college is overrated anyway. Yeah. You need a mug. Come back and get a mug.
Yeah.
All right. All that being said, Cassey, tell us what you do.
So what I do, Senior Spirit Medical Day Center. Our center is in Roselle Park. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So what we do is we take care of senior citizens. Most of them are Medicaid patients. There's private pay and Medicaid patients, but it's free service for the ones who qualify. So they're bused to the center every day for 5 hours a day. We provide them 2 hot meals via their nutritionist a day, breakfast and lunch, and a snack. There's activities and socializing. Because it's a medical center, we have a nursing staff on hand, so we can administer their medications and take them to their doctor's visits. It's a huge... it alleviates a lot of pressures from the families that have to take time off of work to take care of their parents or their grandparents. So it is definitely a feel-good job. This is why I want to hit pause every day, because every day I get to go in and see and help these wonderful people, and they absolutely love what they do there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a feel-good job.
I mean, I think about the sandwich generation, and predominantly women in the family who are taking care of the kids and also taking care of their parents or their in-laws. Yes. What a huge relief of that burden.
Yeah, I mean, for the families, it's a big deal. For the seniors, it's wonderful. Again, because it's a medical center, one of the problems that the hospitals have in the state of New Jersey, it's the highest readmission rate for seniors. So this kind of program, this kind of center can help alleviate that awful statistic. Mm-hmm. So we can help them with their doctor's visits and their medications. Because we don't take care of them, or they don't come to the center on Saturdays and Sundays, Mondays tend to be slightly, I'll use the word problematic for the medical staff, because did the seniors over-medicate? Did they under-medicate? It's a huge, wonderful program to help that statistic for the hospitals and help the seniors. Readmission rate, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
readmission rate?
The readmission rate is the highest in the state of New Jersey for seniors.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you get out of the hospital after having a hip replaced,
yeah,
and then you go back,
rehab,
that's readmission? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in contact with a lot of people, but the discharge people for the hospitals, that's who I try to educate on this program. The ones that can come to us are mostly Union County. Actually, because our center's in Roselle Park, it's mostly Elizabeth, Linden, Union, Union County, but that's kind of the concentrated population.
Eastern Union County.
Exactly. Again, we can go all over to because we provide the transportation to and from. So, but that's our concentrated population presently, and my job is to educate anyone that I possibly can that we exist, but to also have more people come to the center. Right now we can max out at 150 patients, our clients, and we have 120, I believe. And eventually my boss, Don.
Hey, Don.
Don, he
Shout out
says
to Don.
hi.
I say hi.
Hey, I say hi too.
He'd like to. Vinny says hi.
Yeah.
He wants to open a second shift, so he wants to be able to not only be open in the morning time from 7 to 3, but in the evening time, so the ones who don't want to come or can't get up to come that early in the morning, we can do a lunch and dinner instead of a breakfast and lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
So that's another part of my job, is to get the word out and have more people coming in. One cool thing about what's happening recently at Senior Spirit is we can now take care of veterans. So they got all their accreditations and whatever they need in their paperwork, and tons of
You used to
Trenton
not be able to
paperwork.
take care of it?
Right, because the VAs, they're very different, and the verbiage is not going to be for me to
Sure,
talk about
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I'm not sure. And I think it's finally got all the qualifications in June to start taking care of the veterans. So that's another thing that I am starting to get out into the field and help the veterans. I just had an Army vet and a Navy vet come in yesterday. So that was really neat, just slowly having that traction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
cool.
it's really, really, really amazing.
So there's no age restriction then? As
No,
long
there's
as you're
not.
a vet?
So it is a little deceiving because it's called Senior Spirit, but we can start taking the clients as early as 21.
Oh my goodness.
So
So
a
like
lot of-
I could go live in a senior.
If you had the medical need, yes, and
the
Medicaid.
medical need.
Yeah. The ones that come to us when they're 21, when they're young like that, the families, so when they're in Medicaid and they graduate out of their program in school at 18, we can't take them before 21. So for the couple of years,
Yeah.
the families are, it's tough. It's hard for those families that had an organization, a school that can help their children for so many years up until 18. So that window of time, I'm there to educate them as well. They can start coming to us as a 21. And I build those relationships with these people. This is very important. You know, it is a feel-good job, but this is someone's life. So building those relationships with these families in these hospitals, I'm good at it and I love it, but it's a very, very crucial part of my job.
Why does that gap exist? Like, why would they?
I would love to answer that question. I'm here in Trenton. Maybe I'll start knocking on doors and
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
It's just
It's hard. It's hard.
legislation. It's just law. It's weird. I don't know why.
It's one of the things that my boss, Don, another shout out, he, because we can't take them, they only qualify for 5 hours a day. This is Medicaid. They only qualify for 5 hours a day, and they can't come on Saturday and Sunday. It bothers him because you have to have a huge heart to do something like this for these people that I call them smaller and sweeter than we are. Children, animals, and seniors. They're smaller and sweeter than we are. We have to do something. So the Mondays that are harder because did they over-medicate? Did they under-medicate? Are they nourished? Do they need to eat? When those things happen on Mondays, it's all hands on deck. We're all in there. We're all helping them out. We're in the kitchen. We're serving them. I usually hang out with them and play with them, and talk to them, make sure that they're feeling okay. Are they smiling? You have to feed them and or at least figure out if they're okay or not. It's fun. It's nice. It's a nice feel good job. I can't say it enough.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That does sound awesome.
Man, oh man. I'm just sitting here in this little glow that you've created.
I see the tears welling up.
I know. You say it perfectly, smaller and sweeter than we are,
Smaller and sweeter.
and
Absolutely.
usually cannot. Shut up.
No, I was just thinking everybody's smaller and sweeter than me. But
That's hilarious. Not sweeter. But also, sorry.
I almost busted out something I shouldn't say on the show.
Control,
We have an
control.
iTunes lyric rating, so go ahead.
Later.
Yeah.
You'll have to fill me in later. Sorry, I lost smaller and sweeter, but also unable to advocate for themselves. I mean, and
That's where I
defend
come in.
themselves and, make their lives as livable as possible.
Yeah, and enjoy it. I encourage you both to come and visit me at the center at least once so you can see what I'm talking about. They are so happy. They're so happy, and their families are happy. And they love me being their, I guess, our point of contact. What's going on with mom? Hey, I love that. When I was a child, when I was a small child, my grandparents, I'm from South Louisiana. I grew up in Bayou-Lafourche. That doesn't matter, but my grandparents
Bayou-Lafourche?
Bayou-Lafourche, that's where I grew up. I was a Cajun girl.
Okay.
My grandparents would take my brother and I, when we were 3, 4, 5 years old, to a nursing home. She volunteered at a nursing home. And we would do things for them and hang out with them and, eat with them and socialize with them. And I never thought in a million years I would have this as a career to do. So actually my grandparents are coming to visit on November 14th. They don't know what I'm doing now. Do you know how happy it makes me to know that I'm going to walk them in there and let them see what I'm doing now?
Yeah.
She started it.
That's amazing.
My grandparents started this with me.
That's
that
great.
many years ago. Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my God, I love it. And you're relatively new there, and you're...
Yes. So they scooped me up about 6 months ago. And when I started, they didn't have any person like me in the field. So my boots are always on the ground. Literally wearing cowboy boots right now. My boots are always on the ground.
They're awesome.
So
If you want to pull one of those, no. There you go.
Nice.
So I don't know. I know it's a very successful business, and my bosses did a good job, and they're very well liked in the community. And that can only get you so far these days. You need to have people in the field. You need to have people communicating and speaking to the professionals that can to take it further. They want to have more people coming in and start a second shift and take care of veterans. You have to be out in the field.
And someday maybe have a second location.
That would be a dream of mine.
Yeah.
I would love that. It's just such a huge need. And what I found fascinating is most people didn't know that programs like this existed, because what makes us stand out is it's a medical day center. It's not just a normal nursing home or day place that they can go and play cards and socialize. You have to have a medical need to be able to qualify to come here. So that makes us stand out. Another thing that's really cool, at least in Union County, I don't think there's any other, and I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any other facility that has a restaurant license and makes the food in-house.
Oh, wow.
I was going to ask about that because you were already like 3 points ahead by the time I like processed. But yeah, so you said that you work with their nutritionist to come up with a meal. So that's like individualized.
Yes.
Then. So it's not just like a cafeteria. Here's your mashed potatoes. Here's your mashed potatoes.
Not.
Wow, that's
absolutely
not. It's got to be a lot of work.
Neat. So they are provided 3 hot meals. They're offered 3 meals. It's usually a pork, a chicken, and a beef, like normal stuff. But the ones that don't want these things for that day, we also have sandwiches that we can make for them. There's one of my friends, I call them my friends, one of my friends that loves peanut butter and jelly, can't swear away from that. So we're there, they will have food provided for them no matter what, but the nutritionist is on hand to make sure that they have, it's all their dietary restrictions. Whatever the hospitals, whatever their doctors give to us is what we work off of. It's wonderful for these people.
That's
wonderful.
great.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. It's awesome.
All right, I think we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to play a game.
Cool.
Yay.
And we're back, and it is now time to play Awful or Awesome, my favorite game. I'm going to name 3 things, and we each have to decide in very quick order if they're awful or awesome, and be prepared to defend our answers. Ready?
Oh, God.
Okay. Going barefoot.
Awesome.
I knew you were going to say that. I think it's awful. Why do you think it's awesome?
Because my family's grandmaster campers. All we do, we're always in the woods. We're always tent camping, so we are usually barefoot and having a good time.
Barefoot in the woods?
In the woods and in the beach.
With the sticks and the leaves and the pebbles?
Be one with nature.
No.
That's all right.
No.
Awesome for me.
Yeah. I don't like being barefoot. I don't
So
like
you're
to
not
be-
going to camp with us?
Well, certainly not, but also...
I mean, you can't just like having something on your feet, you know?
I don't camp, though.
Yeah, that's
We've
true.
established that.
We've
It's a
established
well-established fact. I don't camp. But also, I don't like being barefoot in my own house where I know it's clean and nice. Yeah, I don't like having dirty feet. I don't like the dirt on my feet somehow getting into my bed and then having the sheets be kind of gritty and... No. I know, I'm a lot.
You're okay.
I'm a lot.
No.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
get it. Yeah.
Awful. And
Yeah,
you?
awful. Yeah. I mean, I've got like hobbit
It's
feet.
just me.
Yeah, they're like flat and wide. It doesn't work, you know? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hobbit feet, you know?
Standing
I'll put up the photo in case like you can't make a visual. But yeah, like they're flat and wide, and when you do that, like they hurt all the time, and so you want more cushion underneath them. Like growing up, we used to have carpets like all throughout our house, and now like Tara wanted like all hardwood, so we have the whole 100% of the house is hardwood, and it's just like it's miserable for me, you know. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Do you
It's fine.
slide across your floor in your socks?
I do.
I love
Well,
that.
like her, I don't
We
walk
all do,
around
right?
barefoot in the house, so like
Right.
I'll do like cushioned like sandals and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, so you can't even comfortably walk around in just socks.
right.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, this is the life, you know.
I wonder something funny about hardwood floors quickly.
Sure, yeah.
My son, just a couple weeks ago, I come home from work and he's like, Mom, do you want to see what I learned today? I'm like, yeah. He's 15. He pushes the furniture to the side, puts socks on, and moonwalks.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I'm like, how did you learn that? Straight up. Michael Jackson moonwalk.
All right.
I'm so jealous. I'm still trying to figure it
can't
out.
do
Yeah, I'm a
still
little
trying to-
awkward. I know the trick. So the trick is that you're not gliding, there's one foot planted and then the other foot appears to be gliding, but this is what's giving you your leverage, and then the other one just replaces it. And the trick is how quickly you can actually like make that switch. So this one's gliding. No, I won't be. First of all, we don't have any room in here. But like this one glides and then it becomes the one that like holds the leverage while this one glides, and that, you know, and you, as long as you can kind of keep that movement going, it's kind of like one of these sorts of numbers.
I don't think
then you can pull it off.
You have explained that to me before, and
have I didn't even. Okay.
Somebody has. I thought it was you, but somebody
Maybe,
has.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I have attempted to do that based on that instruction, and I cannot.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot of practice.
I'll bring my
I can
son
do
next
kind of
time,
his side thing, like he does like I almost call it like a side moonwalk, where he kind of like
That's
floats
just
to the
showing
side.
off. That's just
that
showing off.
I can do, but yeah,
You can do that?
I can do that, yeah, but not the backwards one. I mean, I can do the backwards one, but
can't do
not
any of
fluid
that.
enough that you like get the illusion.
And we're dancing, like we love it. We're a very musical family, but for him,
I can't.
15?
Huh?
I mean, it shouldn't be an age thing, but I was very surprised when he said, you want to see what I learned today? I was not expecting to see
It must
walk.
be like languages. Like kids can pick up everything quicker. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Their brains are like sponges.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. All right, second one, themed family Halloween costumes.
Ugh. I don't know.
I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
The closest I came, Tara and I did like a themed one once together where I was thing 1 and she was thing 2. That was it. Now, she's tried to get me every single year since then to do one, and we're just never on the same page about what we want to be, you know? So now she has Chloe, and the two of them do their, like, costume things. And then I look weird because then I'm, like, not in their little, like, you know, theme.
Do they invite you to be part of this?
They do,
And
yeah,
you're just
absolutely.
like,
And I'm just
nah,
like, no,
hard
I
pass.
don't know if I want to do that. You know, like last year, she was a Pokemon trainer and Chloe was Pikachu. And I think she wanted me to be either another Pokemon trainer or something else. I'm just like not a big Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know.
We get dressed up every year, but we never did a family. It's a family of 5, and the husband and I
Oh
and the
wow!
3
So you
kids.
got to have like something with a
we
lot
wanted
of
to do
people.
The
in it.
Incredibles one year. That just didn't. It didn't work out, but we thought about it. So we did think about the family. We do all get dressed up. You guys saw the picture of us the Joker this
Yeah.
this past Saturday, which was a pretty sick costume.
Yeah, so when we were talking about maybe doing like Halloween on this episode, we were thinking like, hey, do you have a costume you could wear? She sends me a photo of the Joker. And before I even got to the phone to see what it was, she sent the just kidding. But I was like, no, come as the Joker. It would have been
Next
great.
Halloween.
It was amazing. It was an amazing costume.
It was my favorite one to pull off, and the least expensive because the only thing I purchased was the spray paint for the hair.
Yeah.
But everything else was the outfit was.
I really thought it was a wig. That was spray paint in
I
your
was
hair.
spray painting my hair.
wow.
Or-
Gotta go
or hair,
hardcore,
You know,
yeah.
not spray, obviously, but
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
My kid and I were shopping. We were at Party City. She was going to be a vampire, and I was still confused. I wanted to be Harley Quinn. Like, I don't know. When I saw that hair, and I just watched the movie Joker, I just talked about that with you guys. Great movie. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pull it off. It was kind of creepy,
did.
but yeah, it was fun.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And a lot of photos for that costume party.
I
Of
bet.
course.
Posed
Pixar didn't
I sent
happen,
you-
right?
I sent you guys the posed picture.
Yeah, it's just like this.
It was amazing. That would have been so cool if you had come as Joker. But whatever. Say la vie. Next time.
Yeah.
I mean, the green screen would have ripped out the hair. You know, you would have just been like, yeah.
And the hair was what made it.
Yeah.
The hair totally made
No,
it.
I mean, you had the makeup going on and everything, you know. It was
And
impressive.
That makeup took like 10, not even 10 minutes. My daughter was doing the makeup, and she was already dressed as a vampire, so she had like fake fangs in.
Right.
So she's this close to my face, and I can't even look at her because the blood's dripping. Like, this is so weird.
Have those gotten better since we were young? Like, when we were young, if you had those in your mouth, you'd probably like
that's
that.
awful.
She bought like it's kind of expensive, but they were just the 2 fangs that molded to her
Oh.
ID. So it looked really, really cool and like reusable, so she's gonna save them, but she didn't go the cheap,
Yeah, those were
mouthpiece
awful.
thing. She actually, I think they were like $20, like not too cheap.
Okay.
For just the 2, yeah. It looked great. She looked great, but
I'm a big fan of meat, so I've always just had like the hardcore carnivore teeth. You know, so I've never felt the need to like you could buy the fake ones. But yeah, I always
For the
wanted
sake
to
of
try
the
it. But,
costume.
they were all like big and funky in your mouth, and then like the saliva would just keep pooling up. So yeah.
Exactly. And how many, I mean, you don't put those in the dishwasher. So how many people have worn them before you? It just, the whole thing grosses me out.
Whoa, how many people have worn them before?
So-
you
No,
buy it and you throw it out when you're done.
No, but like when you're a kid.
Barefoot.
No. But like when you're a kid, remember how they would pass them around?
No.
I don't know.
I only
never
had my own. I had that for like 5 minutes, and my mouth was like this, so I threw it out.
Yeah, I never owned them, but I saw how they were sort of passed around in school. Like, I
I've
can't.
seen it, but I've never done that.
I had a shudder run through my whole body.
I know, it's horrible. I agree. Hideous. All right. So we all said awesome, or
Wait, what was the question on that one? That was the
Themed
theme family.
family
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's a cool idea.
I could go
It'd be
either
awesome.
way.
I'm sorry that I did not do it when my children were younger. I would have. If we could have pulled The Incredibles off, I would have done it. But so I'm going to say awesome, even though I haven't done it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to say too. I'm always impressed when somebody can come up with a really cool idea and execute it based on, like, somebody I know said that they were going to do Nightmare Before Christmas, and so everybody, one kid was going as Santa Claus, and one kid was going
Sandy
as
Claus.
Sandy. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Get it right.
One was going as the mayor of Halloween Town. One was going as Jack. One was going as Sally. So, like, there were enough characters in that movie
Sure.
that they were able to pull it off and execute it. And I'm always impressed when somebody can do that. But I am never, like, I've owned this Gryffindor tie for like 3 years maybe, and it's my go-to.
Sure.
Like, I always wear this outfit on Halloween. I do not have a great imagination when it comes to stuff like this.
You know, one year, the year that the swine flu was out, I actually caught the
boy.
swine flu.
No way.
Yeah, like probably like maybe it was in mid-October. It was before I caught it early. So I was out of work for a while, and I had never had the flu before, and it was terrible. But I caught the swine flu. So that year for Halloween, I actually, before I went back to work, I went to Party City and got a costume with that little piglet nose and ears and tail.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
walked into work, I'm like, nothing happening, I'm perfectly fine. I'm good, I swear. But that year I dressed as a pig for Halloween with the banner that said H1N1 Survivor, and my husband was dressed as a doctor. So that was kind of
That's hilarious.
slightly themed.
Yeah.
Even the children weren't involved, but I thought it was so funny.
That was funny. That's really good. All right, so the last one is assigned seating at the movies.
That's awesome.
Hate it.
Wow. Discuss.
All right.
Talk more about that.
So I'll tell you what, like,
You tell me
Okay,
why.
yeah.
You
So
like it,
I used to have to like show up at the movies, you know, like 2 hours early when you're going to see like a big event movie. I remember when we went to go see Deathly Hallows Part 2. It was the midnight showing on the opening night, and we showed up at 11:55 because we had our assigned seats. And we just sat right down and we enjoyed the movie. There was no 2 hours in line,
Yeah.
nothing
That
like
makes
that.
sense. That makes
there was
sense.
no in the front, like looking up because you got there late. So yeah, if you can get on the internet and buy your ticket ahead of time and, you know, like pick a good spot, that's perfect.
Well,
All right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I don't see like big major blockbuster or day
I
opening
don't
type
either.
movies. I don't do that. So when I go into the movie theater with my son and it's completely open and empty seating and we choose our 2 seats, we go and sit down. We missed 1 row or something and there's no one else in the movie theater. Someone else is going to say, "Hey, excuse me, can you move over?" Like, there's no one here. Sit wherever you want.
Yeah.
So that drives me crazy. I'm like, oh.
Well, I guess in a situation like that, but I was thinking like
just
if you came in a
move. There's
big
no one
group,
here.
Yeah.
you could maybe be assured that you'd all have those spots together because you ordered them online ahead of time.
There you go.
You know, but it's just the 2 of you, and it's an empty theater. Like sit wherever you want until somebody's like, "Hey, this is
Exactly.
my exact seat."
My son
I
calls them
agree with
bonobos.
you.
I'm like, listen to this bonobo.
Bonobo?
Look up bonobos, please.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put the definition on the bottom of the screen.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bonobo. All right.
All right, but why do you? What were you?
So I love it and hate it for exactly the same reasons. However, I don't see movies often enough to have that problem where I'm waiting in line for 2 hours. I more often than not am annoyed because there's nobody else there, and is somebody really going to be like,
drives me crazy.
you need to get out of the seat because
It
it's
has
my...
happened.
I hate that.
I'm pretty friendly. Like, give me a break.
There's nobody else here. Where do you, like...
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
what I find is, okay, so one of my favorite things in the world is to pick an off time when nobody else is going to be at the theater. Like, let's say I take a day off and I go to the movies and, you know, it's the middle of the day on a weekday.
Right.
Or, you know, like a weeknight. But, like, what I find is no matter when I go these days, there's always a bunch of people. Like, and it could be like the movie's been out for 2 months, I'm there like Wednesday at 8 o'clock at night, you know, like, it doesn't matter. So, like, in those situations where you think you're going to walk in and get your pick, and then you're like, wait a minute, only the ones in front are available right now? That's great to be able to say ahead of time, like,
Totally.
I want that one, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for somebody who like wants to plan ahead and has a movie in mind and has like a plan, totally agree. It's awesome. But
I
Do
see
you
lot
show
of
up a lot
movies-
at the movies? Like, I'll watch whatever?
no,
Yeah, see, you gotta have a plan ahead of time, right?
I never do that. In fact, I don't go to the movies anymore, really. It's really weird.
I want to say the last one
Very
you told me you
often.
saw was Deadpool 2.
Oh my God. Yes, but then recently I went to see Downton Abbey.
You know, it's funny. I didn't even know there was a movie about that until like it was
good.
out and people were talking about going to see it.
It was what you would expect.
Yeah,
Yeah, there were some funny inside jokes.
it's Downton Abbey, But 2 hours of it.
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, on the big screen.
Sure.
And you know, the dresses are beautiful and the jewels are beautiful, but the storylines were, you know, it's exactly what you would expect.
Got it.
Okay.
You know, there were some really funny inside jokes. Like, there was one of the maids was stealing, and she happened to be the Queen's maid, and somebody said, what would people say if people thought that Queen Mary had light fingers or something like that? And the inside joke is that she was very light fingered. She would walk into your house, Queen Mary, and say, I really love that painting. And just wait for you to offer it to her. Or I really love that tiara.
You're like, yeah, isn't it nice?
I know, right? No, she expected people to like give her their stuff, and they did. And so there was like some funny inside jokes like that, but other than that, yeah, Downton Abbey.
Okay.
My life is just that exciting. Couldn't be happier though. Couldn't be happier.
Pause.
Oh my God. All right, yeah. So I think that was the game.
Cool. All right, so I think this is like a relatively new segment. It's very similar to the old segment, but we're kind of changing up the question because I got sick of hearing the exact same answer to it every time. But what we're asking now is, if you had any piece of advice for young professionals trying to break into your field, what would it be?
Okay, I love that question. I'm in sales.
I know,
Yes,
right? That's why we ask it.
I work for Senior Spirit, but I've always been in sales for past 10 years, I guess. So no matter what the product was, I always did well in sales because I trusted the product and I trusted who was delivering the product. Like my first sales job was in a restaurant. The restaurant was absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Joe Mastrella. The restaurant was absolutely beautiful. He was a perfect chef. The staff was fantastic. The quality of the service, like, I'm not a chef, I'm not a server, I'm not a bartender, but I trusted every single thing about that restaurant. So it comes across as being genuine. What I'm doing now for work, be genuine. The advice is enjoy it. Be kind. Be genuine. Trust it. Give a shout out to your big cheeses. Every time I'm in a meeting.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don. Again. Every time I'm in a meeting, I always end with, and by the way, I spend my last 5 seconds of my 30-second elevator pitch saying, I love my job. I trust my boss. Please come to visit me. So just trust what you're doing. Be genuine and be kind.
I love that. One of the things that I live by is work hard and be nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to just work hard and be nice.
Yes.
There's so much.
And I like being genuine. Like, that really does come across. People can feel it. Like, one thing in sales is there's this misconception of being a car salesman or something that's pushy. You don't have to do that. You really can trust what it is that you're doing and feel the other person. Understand their body language. Know if they're being comfortable or not. Make them comfortable. Ice break. You want to talk about my son's soccer game? Let's talk about it. You know, like, just make them feel comfortable and trust what it is that you're giving to them. And always be honest. Listen, listen, listen. I love to talk. I'm in sales. I will always do that. I'm good at my job. But I'm also very good at listening. Body languages, tones of voices, you know, make them comfortable. Be genuine.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I love it.
All right, so let's say, I or a loved one want to take advantage of your services. How do I go about getting a hold of you?
Okay, so we are in Roselle Park. The website is seniorspiritrosellepark.com. My email address is Cassey, CASSEYD @seniorspirit.com, and my number is 908-397-7040. So please feel free to give me a call. Be happy to give you a tour.
Awesome.
Great.
Love it. All right, I think that's the show.
That's our
thanks,
show. It was
guys.
great having you.
It was awesome having you.
The pleasure was mine.
Thank you to
No,
listeners.
it was ours.
It was ours. Thank you to our listeners and especially the subscribers. Subscribing is life, just so you know.
njbia.org/subscribe.
That's exactly right. We appreciate the support. Thank you to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group. They do home, auto, and workers' comp. They are the official sponsor of the show. And so check them out if you need some updated coverage. And finally, thank you to Cassey Monico of Senior Spirit Medical Day Center.
Pleasure.
So nice to see you today. Happy Halloween. Thank you for coming
Happy
down.
Halloween.